Hi, this is Jack from GamesKeys.net. In this video, we're diving into the world of Murderers vs Sheriffs Duels and discussing some essential tips to help you become a pro at this thrilling game. Whether you're a seasoned player or just starting out, these tips will undoubtedly level up your skills in no time. Our first tip is to practice regularly. Just like any other skill, improvement comes with practice. So don't shy away from putting in those hours. The more you play, the better you'll get. It's as simple as that. Next up, let's talk about abusing your in-game abilities. These special skills can be a game changer, helping you secure kills in certain situations. Make sure you understand how to use them effectively and unleash their full potential. Now onto tip number 4, rushing. Sometimes being aggressive and not worrying too much about dying can lead to more kills and skill improvement. Don't be afraid to take risks and push the envelope. You'll be surprised at what you can achieve. Situational awareness is key in Murderers vs Sheriffs Duels. Good players can outperform others by playing more passively and making smart decisions based on the situation. Keep your wits about you and adapt to the changing dynamics of the game. Here's a tip that often gets overlooked: zooming out. It's important to see more of the game environment, giving you a better perspective to plan your actions accordingly. So, don't forget to adjust your camera view and stay on top of the game. Map knowledge is an absolute must. Learning the maps and finding the best spots for your playstyle is crucial for success. Knowing the ins and outs of the terrain can give you a significant advantage over your opponents. Effective use of in-game abilities can be a game changer. Additionally, don't underestimate the power of sprinting in one-on-one situations. It can give you that edge you need to outmaneuver your adversaries. Engaging in knife fights is discouraged. It's risky and often doesn't end well. Instead, opt for ranged weapons whenever possible. Keeping your distance is a safer and more strategic approach to the game. Remember that it's all about continuous improvement. Keep a learning mindset and seek more tips and advice whenever needed. The gaming world is consistently evolving, and so should you. Next one is switch between weapons. Don't be stuck with just one weapon. Alternate between your gun and knife to keep your enemies on their toes. Switch to your gun while it's reloading and use your knife for those fast-paced throws. This will help you take down foes more effectively. Next one is positioning for a better shot. Don't try to shoot over a table. It's a recipe for disaster. Instead, hop onto a nearby couch to elevate yourself, providing a better vantage point without any obstructions. It's all about finding that sweet spot for a clean shot. Moving on to the next tip, we've got camera movement for checking rooms. Instead of blindly walking into a room, use your camera to scout the area from various angles. This technique will help you spot enemies without exposing yourself, giving you the upper hand in those close encounters. For certain maps like the house map, our next tip is invaluable: the Fireplace Trick for cover. Avoid standing on top of a couch to scout for enemies. It makes you an easy target. Instead, position yourself behind the fireplace, which offers you 2 options for peeking and surprising your opponents. It's all about that strategic positioning. On to the next tip. We've got a piece of advice that'll save you from some unnecessary pain. Avoid spam jumping. When taking cover behind cargo crates, it's tempting to jump around like a kangaroo. But remember, it's easier for your opponents to hit you mid-air. Keep your movements calculated and efficient. For the next tip, we're talking corner clearing. When you're approaching corners, don't rush in blindly. Take it one corner at a time and be prepared to dodge if any enemy peeks. Playing it safe and smart is the name of the game. Now for the next tip, we've got the ladder and crate trick. Instead of making a direct leap onto crates, try this sneaky maneuver. Jump on a ladder, then jump backwards onto a crate, and finally jump back on top of the crate you were aiming for. This can confuse your opponents and make it harder for them to predict your movements. Our next tip is all about defensive play behind a box. If you're playing defensively, consider hiding behind a box. This can trick your opponents into thinking you're elsewhere, making it easier to catch them off guard. It's all about precision. To excel in Murderers vs. Sheriffs Duels, having exceptional aim is crucial. The key to improving your aim is by practicing with an aim trainer game. Sharpen those shooting skills, and you'll be a force to be reckoned with in no time. Speaking of aim, our next tip is all about specialized practice. Flick shots and grid shots are specific aiming exercises within aim trainer games that the pros swear by. So, get familiar with these exercises and watch your accuracy soar. In Murderers vs. Sheriffs Duels, timing is everything. Utilize your speed ability at the beginning of the match. This will give you the edge to swiftly move to strategic positions and catch your enemies off guard. Speed can be your best friend in the game. Let's talk about tactics now. Our next tip involves sneaky hiding spots. There's a secret spot the pros use on a certain map that's highly effective. It's all about positioning yourself behind specific cover, and when the enemy peeks, surprise them with a well-placed shot. Master this, and you'll be a nightmare for your opponents. Jumping on top of crates can give you a significant advantage. It not only improves your line of sight, making it easier to spot enemies, but also makes it harder for them to hit you. So, use those crates strategically, and you'll have the upper hand in engagements. Walking across open areas at the start of a round? Not a great idea. Instead, use crates to your advantage. Jump onto them to avoid making yourself an easy target. It's all about staying alive and in control. In some situations, a quick peek can catch your opponents off guard. It's a high-risk, high-reward strategy that the pros often employ. Surprise your enemies and seize the advantage with well-timed peeks. Teamwork is crucial in Murderers vs. Sheriffs Duels. Coordinate with your teammates and consider flanking the enemy team. Flanking can provide a strategic advantage and catch your opponent by surprise. Work together and you'll be unstoppable. Let's talk about effective hiding. Our next tip advises against hiding in cones. It's not a very effective strategy for staying hidden and can often give away your position. Seek more reliable cover for better results. And there you have it, folks. These tips will undoubtedly help you become a pro in Murderers vs. Sheriffs Duels. Remember, practice makes perfect, and with the right strategies, you'll be outshining your competition in no time. So, get out there, embrace these tips, and become the ultimate duelist. Good luck, and may your victories be plentiful.